Hello everyone, welcome to the School of Zero. Today I'm with the self-love coach Ritu Walia to continue our series on self-love in love. And this is our third episode. Let's begin our episode.
Let's begin.
Okay. So today I have a very interesting and one of the popular questions. That is ghosting.
Ghosting.
What is ghosting?
What is ghosting? Ghosting, in a very simple language, would be disappearing on somebody. And ghosting term is popularly used in romantic associations. Yes, people ghost professionally too and socially as well. But because we are discussing self-love in love, we will stay within the romantic relationship. Ghosting is disappearing on a romantic partner without informing, without clear communication, and basically an irresponsible behavioral pattern. I would like to discuss here the psychological reasons behind ghosting. Why do people ghost? To begin with, there's a misconception that men ghost, only men ghost, but that's not true. Women ghost too. So it's not gender specific. Yes, like percentage wise, it could be like more men ghost than women. However, I don't discriminate when it comes to gender. I see human behavior as human sense the gender. So the reasons, psychological reasons behind ghosting, first it's trauma-based response. When I say trauma-based, it goes back to as far as your childhood. When you were little, like a little kid, what kind of relationship did your parents share? Were they always argumentative? Did you grow up in a dysfunctional family where parents did not have compassion towards each other as a couple, did not empathize towards each other, did not have a romantic association with each other? So the child, of course, grew up seeing a dysfunctional romantic association between the parents. So, of course, dysfunctionality was normalized for the child growing up. Now, of course, ghosting is part of a dysfunctional behavior. So when you see your parents behaving towards each other in that manner, you go through trauma as a child. And when you grow up as an adult, by then, this kind of behavior is normalized in your mind. So first, it's trauma-based response. When you are trauma bonded or you've not healed your past traumas, you also become subconsciously irresponsible in relationships. And the most comfortable relationship that is taken for granted is romantic relationship. Yeah? So when you are in love with somebody, or you think you are in love with somebody, and maybe you've not even started dating yet, not even in a relationship yet. I have seen many people ghost on the first date. Why? Because they are trauma bonded. They've not healed their past traumas. When I say trauma bonded, they are still trauma bonded with their ex-partners with whom they probably shared a toxic relationship. So then the behavior is fear-based as well, because they're still in that trauma subconsciously. So they are in the fear, what if this next person treats me the same way? I don't want to go through the same kind of experiences. I don't want to go through the same kind of toxicity. So it's best that, I'm just going to let it go and escape this situation where you are believing that this person is going to be the same as your previous partner. So it's an irresponsible behavior. Thirdly, sometimes people date more than one person at a time. So they're juggling between partners, and they don't know how to let this one know that he or she will not be able to make it, so they just ghost. That's highly responsible. Fourthly, I would say people ghost because they fear of being abandoned by the partner. So it's best that, before this person abandons me, I abandon them. And they achieve a sense of accomplishment in ghosting partners by abandoning them, because they've been abandoned maybe as a child, maybe as a teenager, youth, as an adult. So they, vent that behavior out on their partners. So these are the four main psychological reasons that I have seen in my previous cases with my private one-on-one coaching clients, where they have been ghosted or they have ghosted. And believe this when I'm saying this, the person who gets ghosted, yes, goes through a lot of emotional trauma, emotional disturbance, mental trauma as well. However, and this is not to justify the person who goes, but the person who goes also goes through a lot of guilt. Probably not in the fourth case where they are getting a sense of accomplishment by abandoning the other person, but in the first three cases they do go through a lot of guilt subconsciously. So yes, again, I'm repeating myself here. This is not to justify ghosting behavior. However, it is highly responsible, and I highly recommend to get to the root of ghosting, because ghosting is not just about being irresponsible or abandoning, but there are deeply rooted traumatic issues that need to be resolved, and you must go to a professional mental health practitioner or a mental health coach, psychologist, or a counselor to resolve this to the root of why you are, either being ghosted or ghosting. Yeah.
This word ghosting is too much used in social media. When I'm hearing this now, I understand how significant and how important it is to people to understand that ghosting is something which needs attention and
Yes, and professional attention.
Professional.
Yes. And to answer the question, to round this up, what is ghosting? Ghosting is disappearing on somebody without clear communication, responsible communication, and informing the person as to why this is not going to work out for you. Yeah, so one tip I would give is, see, self-love comes with a lot of responsibility, that first you create a healthy bond with yourself, because that's going to reflect, the bond that you have with yourself is going to reflect on the bond that you create with people around you, personally, socially, professionally. Yeah, so take the responsibility to love yourself when you are in love with the other person, so that you have a healthy bond with yourself, to be able to build a good, healthy, passionate, romantic, warm, safe, welcoming bond with another person in a romantic association. So take the responsibility. Self-love starts with responsibility towards you, for you, and then for you with others. Yeah.
it answered the question.
Okay.
Thank you.